Hello friends, welcome back to the Craft Castle. Let's make some custom ribbon today. I have a good friend, she's coming into town in a couple weeks and it's her birthday weekend when she comes into town. You cannot come to my house and it's your birthday and not have a birthday party. Yeah, she is an adult and I am throwing her a birthday party. So she is a huge Gucci purse fan. She loves Gucci and loves Louis. Gucci is her favorite. So today I am working on her birthday stuff, but I'm also making some custom ribbon to go along with her birthday stuff. I figured, you know what? Let me show you how to make it. I've been doing this for about a little over a year now, and it is game changing. It takes your basic white ribbon and turns it into something amazing, just like this right here. This is just white ribbon that I changed into. You know, sometimes it's hard to find the exact print that you need or a theme that you're looking for. It's really hard to find it. Now you can just make your own. All you need for this is white polyester ribbon, 100% polyester ribbon, super easy to find. I got this at Michael's for like a $1. You need some heat resistant tape. You do need a sublimation printer, ink, and then obviously a heat press to do all of this. Some scissors, a computer, and then bonus, optional, is just a piece of wood, like something, and it doesn't have to be wood, but you don't want it to melt when it goes through your heat press, so something that stabilizes it, and I'll show you the reason why we're gonna use this. But anyway, so you just want something that's going to be stable when you push it through your heat press. I do suggest using a heat press versus an easy press, a Cricut easy press, just because we need some even pressure for it. But otherwise this is like a really simple, easy craft hack, and it's gonna take your projects and elevate them to the very next level. All right, let's get started. First, we have to go to the computer and design our Gucci ribbon. We are at the computer. This is gonna be the hardest part of the entire project, and it's going to be really easy and simple. All you wanna do is just open up any internet browser that you have and put at the very top Gucci pattern wallpaper, or any type, if you're looking for like SpongeBob wallpaper or anything like that, just put Gucci pattern wallpaper or what you're looking for in there, and always put like a wallpaper. Or background is another one that you could do. Go into images, and a whole bunch of this stuff is gonna pop up. You're just gonna find the one that speaks to you, that you wanna use. Just depends on which look you're going for. I like this one because it does like a full square around it. I'm going to right click and I am going to open image in new tab. Then go over into the next tab that just opened and kind of zoom in on that. Now you're going to want to take a screenshot of this picture. On the Macs, if you do Command-Shift-4, this like little, it's hard to see, but this like little arrow will pop up. Just click and drag over into all over everything that you want to screenshot. It's going to pop up at the very right. Let that go for a second. It'll disappear. Okay. Next thing you want to do is just open up a word processor, any word processor that you have. I'll get rid of that as we don't need it. I'm going to zoom out. Any word processor that you have, find that screenshot that you just took. Mine's at the very top right here. I'm going to drag it over. And then see how it's not filled up on the entire page? I do want it filled up. So I'm just going to fill this up all the way because I want to make a lot of Gucci ribbon. And then copy and paste that. And sometimes it's not so easy to line up your patterns, but this one, like you see how it's just a little bit off right here when I zoomed in, you can just kind of maneuver this around to where it does line up. It's fine if it, overlaps. You won't see that when you print that. And we're gonna zoom out right here. This is gonna be larger than a page, but that is fine. All you wanna do is now print that. Told you, real hard stuff. And then I'm only going to do one page because the other part right here, there's nothing on there. So just do one by one. And then when you are sublimation printing, you always want to change your layout and flip horizontally. That changes Any time that you do any type of sublimation print, just like think of like when you're doing HTV, everything is always flipped and backwards. That's essentially what you want to do, is it needs to be flipped. So you're flipping it horizontally. You're just flipping it over. And then when you, is it print settings? Yes. In print settings, you always want it at premium, paper matte, high quality. Oh, it's already mirrored image right there. So let's go back into layout for me, and I'm gonna unclick it. Make sure that you always have it somewhere. I'm glad I double checked. Right here, print settings. Yep, it's already there. It says mirrored image. Okay, now all I'm gonna do is send it to my sublimation printer. That's going to print, and then I'll show you the rest, not on the computer. Okay, now we have our printed Gucci pattern right here on our sublimation paper. The colors when you print on sublimation never look as vibrant as they do after you're done pressing it onto the substrate. So don't worry, it is okay if it looks a little faded. All you want to do is take a little bit of your ribbon, just any amount of length that you want to. And do you see how like your print is way bigger than what your ribbon is? So all you are going to want to do, and this is by personal preference, and I actually like it doing it this way, is I always do the front and the back, just to make sure that there is not a weird seam anywhere. So I always like to fold over my sublimation and just kind of do it like that. You see what I did there? I just folded it over. You're just gonna sandwich this in there. But what we're doing is we're gonna create a really long chain of Gucci ribbon, which is where you need your tape from. So I just trimmed it off. That is as big as what we need for our ribbon. It'll get placed right in here, just like that. But I want to keep going and make it even longer. So then right here at the very edge, there's just a little bit of white. I'm going to trim off just one little piece, that on one side. Don't do both, just on one side. Just trim the white. And you want to match up, just like you did on the computer. You want to do it again. And you want to match up the pattern. Okay, taking a little bit of that heat resistant tape, and I am just going to take just the very edge. Anything that the heat resistant tape touches, it will not go onto your ribbon. So you want to make sure that you're using the very edge of it, just like that. You just kind of want to hold that in place and then flip it over, and then you want to make sure and get the back. This is where it's really, really going to count. Fold that over. I'm going to trim off the excess right here. Okay. And then keep going, because we obviously still have a lot left over. So then I'm just going to go straight down the middle again. Take off that little piece of tape that is left over there, because we do not want that. Oh, I guess it won't matter. Okay. Then all you're going to do now is the same thing you did before. Line up. There's just a little piece of white right there. You want to trim that off. Anything that is white or anything that has tape on it, it will not match up and it will not go onto your ribbon. So you want to match up that ribbon and do the same thing. Just put a little bit of tape down in an area that won't touch the ribbon. I'm only going to do one. And I'm going to flip this over gently. And tape the back up. Okay, going back. all we're gonna do now is just fold this over in half, following your original fold line right here. So we're just gonna keep folding this in half. This step is honestly optional. I know a lot of people that do make the ribbon like how I do, and they do not do the front and back side. Again, this is a personal preference, I believe. I have seen it and it's very cute when they do it only one-sided, but for me, I love doing two-sided ribbon. Okay, there you go. It does not have to be perfect. Your crease does not have to be perfect or anything like that. You just wanna make sure you kind of have a little pocket. Then what you're gonna wanna do is just sandwich in. You're gonna wanna keep an edge out. See how there's just a little bit of an edge out? You're gonna wanna sandwich that in there. Before we continue going, you want to make sure that you take this little tip and tape it down. We're gonna cut that excess off here in a minute, but we're just gonna tape that down. And then we're gonna drag this over. Make sure there's no wrinkles in your ribbon while you do that. And if it's not tight into that crease, don't worry about it. We just want to cut off just enough at the very edge to do the same thing. Okay, going back, you want to make sure and push all of this in. Make sure and push all of your ribbon in. And then when you do that, just grit a piece of tape. Oops. And kind of tape your seam shut. So I'm pushing it all the way in, making sure the ribbon is all the way into my crease, and then I'm going to tape it shut. You're just creating a pocket. Okay, now let's take this. This is all you needed to do to make that, to start making that ribbon. I'm gonna do one a little more piece right here because there seems to be not enough right there. Okay, now we're gonna take this to the heat press, and this is it. That was your prep work to make this ribbon. All right, we are at my heat press now. It is warmed up and ready to go. I have a swing arm heat press, and it is only, ooh, let me move my speaker. It's only 15 by 12. So if you line up this with your ribbon and your heat plate, you see how it kind of flops over? That's fine and is totally workable if you choose to do that. But this is where that little piece of board, the stabilizing board, helps, is if you do it like this. There you go. You see how there's not so much flopping going on, and that will help when you move it, or when you move it across, just to keep it nice and straight and stable. Okay, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start at one edge, press, and just keep pushing it through. Okay, now that we have it all pressed, we did the front and the back side of this. It's going to be very hot, but I have no patience, so I always like to burn my fingertips and just peel this right open. And look at our Gucci ribbon. Look at how cute that is. Oh my goodness. Okay, we have a little bit of trim work that we need to do, so let's go back over to the crafting table and we'll finish this off. Now we're back at the crafting table, and you see those like little ends? They're not cute. All you do is you just take some scissors, just trim it off. Ugh, one end at a time. I'm going to do mine at an angle. And I got a little bit of ghosting. This is called ghosting right here. Do you see where, that's where That's why you would use the stabilizer is the wood stabilizer is so you don't get this right here. That little end of the ribbon was flopping around and then it did not get an even press. So I'm just going to snip that right off. That's fine. And now you're left with some beautiful Gucci ribbon. Look at that. Look at that. How stinking cute is this?